to the west, and good afternoon to the east. Welcome to one more episode of Lexit Talk with Becky. Lexit here. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share this video. And if you know anybody from New Jersey, they should be here right now. Thank you once again for watching. And I want to present to you my special guest of the day and is Phil Rizzo. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to a great conversation.
Definitely, me too. I'm very excited about this conversation. I've been looking forward for this and I really appreciate your time. I know you're busy, everybody wants you, and I'm glad that I'm here with you today. Now, I want to start real quick because after this, guys, we are going to Instagram. So, can you tell me who is Phil Rizzo?
Sure. Phil Rizzo is a New Jersey native. I'm born and raised here. My family is in real estate and construction, and I am married. I have 4 children, and for the last 10 years, I've been pastoring in Hudson County. We've started 2 churches in Hudson County, one in Hoboken, and then more recently in 2019, we started a church in North Bergen. And so between business and background, we are very busy.
Wow. So you are a husband, a father, you are a pastor, you're a business owner. That is amazing. That's a great start. I really want to get to know more about who is Phil Rizzo. So, Pastor, we want to talk about real quick about certain issues, right? That us as New Jerseyans are worried about, and many things are concerning us. We've seen your stance on reopening New Jersey as a governor of New Jersey. If you have the ability and God gives you the ability to win in June for primaries and then in November as the new governor of New Jersey, what would you do to keep New Jersey open?
One of the things that really drove me to enter the race to run for governor is the lockdowns. As a business owner and a pastor and a father of 4 teenagers, I saw the immediate impact that it had across all these different areas of my life. And so I know that these lockdowns have been bad for New Jersey families, from keeping kids out of school for 14 months to closing 1/3 of all New Jersey businesses, small businesses, 1/3 of them gone. And so the lockdowns are really one of the things that really encouraged me to get involved in this race. And on the first day of a Rizzo administration, I would lift 100% of state regulations and all the lockdowns concerning COVID. And we need to get New Jersey families back to their normal lives.
Definitely. I mean, I'm one of those victims. I lost my business last year due to the closure of the state. Many regulations after they try to reopen with minimum of people and or maximum, and it was very struggling for me, and I was not able to come back. There was no comeback for many of us. So I know at firsthand what it is to lose your business due to the closure, and I really appreciate that you're taking a stand on this. Thank you, Jesse Holguin, for showing your support today. This is our Lexit founder. Thank you for showing up from California. He's in Los Angeles, Rizzo, and he is the founder of Lexit.
Thanks, Jesse.
So I wanted to ask you, and when it comes to education, our education is failing in many areas. Um, what can you say about education? What is your stand on education when you become a governor? And talk a little bit about school choice.
Sure. Education is a huge issue for New Jersey families, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Everybody wants their children to be educated at a very high academic level. I mean, that's the whole point of sending our kids to school, for them to become advanced in reading and writing and math and all the history and all these different areas of education. What's happening in New Jersey right now is a shame. First of all, we already mentioned the closures. Kids aren't even in school. And so the anxiety and the depression rates among school-age children is skyrocketing right now. And so we have to get our kids back in school. That's the first thing. But when it comes to education, the current administration has taken things that, I'll be dating myself here, as an 80s kid growing up in the 80s, my sister and I, we learned certain things about life at the kitchen table. Well, right now in New Jersey, those things aren't being taught at the kitchen table anymore. They're being taught at the classroom desk. And those things do not belong in the classroom.
Yes.
Moms and dads should be able to teach their kids about those social issues. The academics should be in the classroom. And I'm a huge advocate of school choice. Why we would leave a student in a failing school, a school that is not meeting their needs academically, why should they have to be trapped there simply because of the zip code they live in? I want to make sure schooling becomes much more available, that there's many more choices for students to pick the school and have the tax dollars follow them to their school of choice.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think that's a refreshing and music to the ears of many parents here in New Jersey. I'm a parent. I had to remove my kids out of my local district because of the same reasons of lack of interest on teaching our children. Many teachers are trapped because they can do nothing. They just have to teach whatever is given to them. So it's a lot of issues within the education in our state. And I appreciate your taking this seriously. Now, when it comes to conservative values, right? Let's not talk about just a party, but conservatism, because I know Democrats and Republicans that are conservative. And you will say, what? Yes, there are Democrats that are conservative and there are Republicans that are conservative. So as a conservative, I know that concerns you, and I know that you are into protecting our conservative values. So I want you to tell me what's your stand in conservative values and in protection of those in medical freedom.
Sure. And that is such a profound statement, what you said about there being conservative Democrats, and people, they can't even process that. But that is so true. And as somebody that has been pastoring in Hudson County, which is very traditionally very Democratic, I know that there's people in our church that are registered Democrats, but they are very conservative. They attend our church, which is a very conservative, family-centered, Bible-centered church. And so that is such a profound statement that you made, and thank you for saying that. And we need to make sure that our conservative values are being represented in government. I am unapologetically pro-life. I am for medical freedom. I am for the Second Amendment. As a pastor, I'm certainly for the First Amendment. I'm about lowering taxes. I support President Trump. All these different things. If you made a checklist of what a conservative looked like, I check every box, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But what makes me a very interesting candidate for governor is I'm unapologetically in the right-hand lane. But because of my ministry experience in Hudson County, I don't care what people's party affiliation is. I know that New Jersey families all have the same needs. Democrats have kids that have not been in school in almost 14 months, and they're having depression and anxiety. Democrats own businesses that are being crushed under the COVID lockdowns. And so our message of conservatism and our message for all New Jersey families, regardless of whether they're a Democrat or a Republican, we are gaining momentum and steam because I'm not a politician. I'm a business owner and a pastor and a husband and a father. I am messaging all New Jersey families in this area of moving New Jersey forward with these conservative values, and it's resonating with the Democrats as well.
Thank you. So I saw a picture of you with President Trump last month. How was that? I mean, was you in an activity? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of rumors out there that I was at a fundraiser and that I paid for that photo and
Oh my
all of
God.
that nonsense. Quite
That's not
honestly,
like our president.
yeah, it's ridiculous. We live in northern New Jersey, and our extended family, we have been to the golf course in Bedminster. I've met President Trump, 2 dozen times before he was president, when he was president, and now obviously 2 weeks ago, I saw him again since he is no longer the sitting president. But I did not pay for that photo op. He is a gracious man. Whenever I see him, he is cordial and he is nice. We were having dinner at Mar-Lago. We were with some people that organized the pro-life rallies for both President Trump and Governor Ron DeSantis, and we were having dinner with them, and my mom and dad and my wife, and it was dinner, and he was there, and we spoke for maybe not quite 10 minutes, and then after dinner, we took that photo, and I'll see him again in New Jersey here real soon, but. It's always an experience to meet somebody who is the president of the United States. It's even though you met him a bunch of times, it's still a special thing to be able to spend time with somebody that did so many great things for our country.
Definitely. I mean, when I saw him in October, I was like, wow, a Hispanic woman with an email invitation with her name on from the president. I was so honored. I was like, I never experienced something like this before. And I was so honored to be there to see him 4 days after he got COVID. He was fine. And he encouraged us to just be strong and united, even though some people don't see it like that. I see it like that. I see it as something as unity. So on another note, talking about Trump, we can also go to another problem, which is the election fraud. How you, as a governor, if you win this year, God willing, you win this year, how can you protect voter fraud in New Jersey?
I've said along.
Protect us from voter fraud.
I have said along the campaign trail, and I've used this illustration. I've said that New Jersey has an infrastructure problem. And when somebody says New Jersey has an infrastructure problem, immediately everybody starts thinking about the potholes and the bridges, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what I mean. I'm talking about digital infrastructure. It's amazing. We could take out our smartphone, right? I could take this phone and I could hit a couple buttons, and then tomorrow before noon, I could have dog food, shoe polish, and Q-tips at my front door.
Yes.
But we can't figure out how to digitally clean up our voter rolls. That's ridiculous. That's absurd that in 2021, we cannot make sure that when somebody moves out of state and they get a driver's license in another state, and their New Jersey driver's license becomes void, why the New Jersey DMV doesn't send that record to the Board of Elections, it blows my mind.
Yes.
How come when somebody dies, their death certificate doesn't automatically get sent to the Board of Elections so their dead people can't get ballots? How come when a municipal registrar issues a marriage license, how come that marriage license doesn't get sent to the Board of Elections to make sure a woman doesn't get two ballots, one with her maiden name and one with her married name? This is so easy. Politicians will never fix this. You know why? Because they are the recipients of the chaos. They benefit from the chaos of bad, messy, confusing voter rolls. So with all of that mess, they get to make moves in the darkness. They get to make moves in the chaos. Well, here's the good news. I'm not a politician. I want free and fair elections, and there is no reason why we can't build out our digital infrastructure to make sure that these agencies all communicate with each other in real time to clean up the voter rolls.
Wow. That's like the best, I would say, plan answer I have heard from any candidate around the United States. We sit a lot of people in this show. We talk about anything with many big names. We sit down with candidates from California, Texas, Arizona, in Florida, and this is like the first time I hear somebody with an actual plan. No, I hope nobody steal your plan.
I
Buddy,
I'm on record enough. If somebody tries to steal it, I'll say thanks for stealing
I
my
said it
idea.
first.
It was awesome. It was so good you had to steal it.
Yeah, but definitely, I'm glad that you're always working with in answering our calls, and whenever we have an event, you're there. Whatever people is requesting you, I've been seeing that, and I see the effort, right? As a mother, I see that you're putting a lot of effort, and I put my shoes in your wife's shoes because right now she's probably having to support you triple because you are in so many events at the same time, and you're putting your family aside for a little bit to help everybody in New Jersey. So that's something to be, I will say, I'm very proud of you for that. And I am voting for you. No problem. I have no issues with saying it publicly. And if you guys don't know, Lexit officially endorsed Pastor Phil Rizzo. We are very happy to be behind you, to support you. You have all our tools into your disposition, and we are very happy to work with you. And the reason we're doing this meeting today is because we want to have everybody nationally to know who is Pastor Phil Rizzo. He's not a politician. He does support our President Trump, and besides supporting the president, he wants to help everybody in New Jersey, no matter your background, your race, if you haven't acted or not, if you are Hispanic or not, if you any color you are, he's blind to those things because he wants to serve. He has been serving as a pastor, and now he wants to serve us as a governor. And you have no idea, Pastor, how much I'm happy that I have you here today, and your answers are just so on point. Is something that anybody in New Jersey is looking to hear from. And I know that if any Democrat out there has their eyes covered and they listen to this interview, they will definitely vote for you because it's not about parties, it's not about colors, it's not about race, it's not about Christianity or religion or any denomination. It's about the future of our children in New Jersey. So thank you so much, and I see you guys on Instagram. Please, if you want to know more about Pastor Phil Rizzo stands, please go to jerseyrizzo.com, jerseyrizzo.com. You can also find him on Instagram. And if you have any other questions, please, I'm pretty sure you can go to his page and you'll be able to find a contact us or join his movement and everything that he's doing. Remember, primaries in New Jersey are in June 8th, correct? And then we have November for the general governor elections. Now, let me tell you one more thing, guys. There's a lot of people in New Jersey that has already gotten your ballots. I already got mine. Make sure if you're voting by mail to fill it up already, like ASAP, like right now. Fill out your ballot and send it, because you know what happened in November last year. We don't want this to happen this time. Thank you guys again. Stay blessed and have a good one. Take care.
Thank you.